Inaugural function, Dr. Vijay, the Director, ARCA, distinguished professors from our collaborating universities, speakers, participants, and my dear students. I am delighted to be here in the inaugural program of the 8th edition of the International Conference on Nanoscience and Nanotechnology. The Department of Physics and Nanotechnology was the first department to organize an international conference at a bigger scale. And you can imagine that this is the 8th edition of this conference. As you all know, the conference is basically for sharing of knowledge and networking. And in today's world, partners for this international conference. But we need to bring in some change in organizing such conferences in our country, maybe to start with at SRM. We all know that academic institutions are moving towards excellence, or they have to move towards excellence, and industries are towards relevance. Now, unless you bring this excellence and relevance together, it will be very difficult for us to make a significant contribution in the area of research and development. So under this context, we thought that we should have somebody from the industry here to inaugurate this conference, but unfortunately there is a delay in his flight, and then somehow he will join us within a couple of hours. He is not only bringing somebody from the industry to address all of us, but we should also have participants from the industry so that the sharing of knowledge will be much more better when compared to sharing only among the academic institutions. We are focused on research. Though initially our research was in varied direction, we are focusing on the number of papers to be published, and then later on we realized that we should consolidate all those things and focus on the quality research. The broad areas of research which is happening under SRM IST umbrella are fivefold. One is the water, energy, environment, healthcare, and disruptive technologies. All researches happening at SRM will fall under one of these broad categories. And also we have been insisting on our students and the faculty members to align their projects to one or more of the 17 Sustainable Development Goals. That's the first step that we have taken. As a testimony to that, Nature Index journals gives a periodical output of the institutional performance across the world. The data that is available in the public domain is from 1st January 2024 to 31st December 2024. If you go through the table, in India, under general category, we are placed in the 22nd position, and under academic category, we are at the 18th place. The number of papers published in 1 year is 42 in Nature Index journals, and out of 42, 19 papers are from the Department of Physics and Nanotechnology. That's about 45%. It is closely followed by the Department of Chemistry, which has published 18 papers in Nature Index journal. I think if we can bring this physics and nanotechnology and chemistry together, we can still bring in a lot of impact, maybe in terms of the quality of publication and also the numbers. So let us not be isolated, let us all work together. It is going to be a collaborative work, then certainly we can reach better milestones. I said we are in the 18th position under academic category. If you look at the private institutions, we are at the second place. The first place is BIS Planet. The 17th position, we are in the 18th place. That's a gap of only one. That's all. Now, every institution, whether we like it or not, has to show its credentials through the accreditation and ranking process. The Government of India ranks all higher education institutions year on year under the National Institutional Ranking Framework. It ranks the higher education institutions under different categories, say engineering, medicine, universities, agriculture, law, management, research, innovation, public universities. There are many such categories. In India, we have close to 1,200 universities. When I am talking about universities, I am not including the institutions of national importance like IITs, IIMs, NIT, and so on. In 2024, we secured the 12th position in the country. And under ranking, under the research institutions, we are at the 24th place in the country, which includes IITs, IIMs, and other leading institutions. So there is a considerable progress that we have been making all these years. Now, if you look at the international ranking, there is a ranking called as the Shanghai ranking, which gives more weightage to the quality of faculty, research output, and the number of publications per faculty.
And it's the first time I'm coming over here, and then I'm overwhelmed by the magnitude of the campus, magnitude of the students, and then magnitude of the areas which SRM University is working. And then it also shows that kind of importance, that kind of a dedication, that kind of leadership, and then that kind of opportunities that's going to bring that SRM. That's why it's all standing, and then it created its own niche. And then I'm very happy to hear from the Vice Chancellor's address that it's competing. And it stands, it has got in terms of publications, in terms of projects, in terms of innovations, it's competing, and then it's standing its own, it's better ranked among all the universities and institutes in India. And coming back to that is our program. Today's topic is an international conference on nanoscience and nanotechnology. So when we started working on nanoscience, Government of India, Department of Science and Technology has created a nano mission in the year of around 2003 or 2004, and we're pushed to work on materials. And then because, as everyone knows, I don't want to give any introduction and all, because everyone knows that in terms of nano size or nano crystalline nano grains, it has got its own unique properties, whether it is a strength or it is an optical properties or it's a catalytic properties or anything. And then ultimately we are going to reduce and then improve the efficiency of, reduce the materials and then improve the efficiency of the process. And that's what India has been working on. And then I take proud to announce that, or to tell you that we are ARCI is the first institute to transfer technologies based on these two technologies based on nanoscience and nanotechnology. One is that nano silver for the self-cleaning applications, which was transferred to the resin chemicals, and those brands and are still available. They're all marketed by Wrangler, Flying Machine, and then other companies. And other technology, what we have already transferred is TiO2 self-cleaning textiles, textile finishes. That's long back. it was transferred in 2006 and 7. So we are the first people in India to transfer those technologies. And good, I mean, because as I mentioned, as an actually Vice Chancellor also has mentioned, that one is science and then another is the technology. And one is invention and then other one is an innovation. So if you don't take it all inventions towards innovations, so you may not be, I mean, may not be useful. It may limit it only to the publications or to the patents, but then it may not may not be useful to the society and all. So you have to have a kind of a science, because if you don't have fundamental science and all, so you don't know, you cannot develop any new materials or new concepts and all. But having developed that, that's an individual person who can sit, and then are a group of 2-3 people, the research group, they can start working on and then start synthesizing or start making a special kind of materials. But converting that material into a useful product, that involves expertise from all the directions, I mean, all the disciplinaries. So it is an interdisciplinary work. Until unless we don't package it, we don't make it as a product. So it cannot be, and then at a economically viable cost, and then no industry can accept this. So we have to work, from that TRL level 3, 4 to higher TRL levels, we have to work and then take it as an interdisciplinary activity and then bring in all the expertise which is needed to convert that into a product. And then only it is possible to make it into a product, and then eventually it can commercialize and then start generating the revenue either to the university, to the inventors in terms of the royalties, or into the as a profit to an industry which has taken up and then started manufacturing these products. So what I want to say is, that's why, I mean, I always like this, it's a science and technology. So science part, a research group will work, and then whereas the technology part, you have to work on and, expertise from the various fields, come together and then work and then and then package it and then make it into a product, and then which is actually commercially viable. That's a one aspect. And I would also like to say that, because to reach from invention, as I started from invention and then to the innovation, you have to cross a valley of death. So until unless, you cross that valley of death, you cannot go to the other pinnacle, other height, and another mountain of innovation. So many of these inventions, will not go to that, and then many of them die in that valley. But what we do is, it's a need of the hour, is we have to hold together. We should not cross, in a single person, but then we have to cross, we have to hold together. We come together and then hold our hands together and then try to cross that valley, and so that, we can cross it, without falling into it effortlessly, go to the other thing. So that's what the technology which comes. And then we are also looking at, gone are those days, when we starting at Nano Mission 2003, 4, when we started on nanomaterials and all. The kind of industries, the kind of many startups, not their ecosystem. And if you see it till 2014, our startups are only 800. Now, if you look at 2024, the startups have gone to 1,70,000. So that means that the students, when we completed our BTech from our college, we only look at a job at a place. But it's not so now. And then many students which are coming out from the college, they are coming with an ideas, and then they want to start their own company, and they want to create and then contribute to the economy of the country, and both in terms of tangible or intangible outputs. So that's a very great news that the people, that's why it has to be done. And then they create their own industries, and then they can also pump it back into the research, so they can drive the research, and then they can also do the manufacturing and then contribute to the economy of the country. And many startups are there. So one essence is we have to support the startup system. Okay, from an idea, we should come together. We should work. All the researchers, we should work with the startups to to convert this an idea or this material or this concept, which is at a TRL level 3, 4, and then take it to the TRL level 7, 8, and then eventually for the commercialization and all. So that is a very, very aspect. And other aspect, in terms of nano science, we are looking at a textile finish. Now the energy security, the energy storage, and then energy transportation is the need of the hour today for our country. And we should use these nanomaterials to convert, to make it into clean energy rather than we are all going away from the fossil fuels we are looking at. And then you also see that the electric vehicles which are coming up, and that also to eliminate the pollution, the CO2 emission or the particulate matter which is actually throwing on the roads and then polluting those environment. And then that's why when all gasoline IC engines are being now replaced with electric motors, and then it also needs batteries. And we are also looking at the cleaner energies like renewable energies, photovoltaic cells which are coming, then wind energy is little bit, but then photovoltaic cells is increasing. It's increasing exponentially in terms of its generating capacity. But the other thing is we have to use these nanomaterials. One of that is an electrode materials for the lithium-ion batteries or the sodium-ion batteries, because as everyone knows that as the particle size is nano, so the diffusion of the lithium ions into the electrode materials will be taking very less time. Collaborations in terms of materials or in terms of processing, all those or even packaging, you are always welcome. We can have a collaborative programs and then we work together and then eventually we benefit, and then the country, ultimately the country has to benefit, and then the globe has to, and then whole mankind world has to benefit, and so that we'll always provide a very sustainable solutions, and we give that our Mother Earth clean, and then give it to our next generations together. So with this, I wish a grand success, and then I wish you always, at the end of this conference, you establish some kind of networking and then collaborations, and then you work you work together, and then also formulate some new problems, and then find out, and then to find solutions. So thank you very much.